Right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 121 of the On Air Advocate. We're at the On Air Advocate. We look to provide education, support, and empowerment for all of those with different abilities, mental and medical illnesses, and their caregivers. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Tammy Flynn, and I am the host and producer of the On Air Advocate. And I am super excited if you are joining us here this Monday morning or whether you are catching this on the replay. Now, as always, you know that if any of this content is relevant for anyone within your circle, please hit the share button and share the love with others. Well, as you know, we have been in the celebration and support and building awareness for Autism Awareness Month here over at the On Air Advocate. And I could think of no one better to have back on the show than our good friend, Sara Nowacki. She is the owner of Autism Friendly Vacations, and such a need this time of year, especially as we've gone here in our state of Wisconsin from the winter and we're really not getting spring. Maybe only today, Sara, right?
I know, that's what I hear.
So vacationing can have so many different layers of stress. Also, when you're going places, what does it mean to be an autism, certified center? What does that mean when families and kiddos are going for them? So Sara, welcome back again.
Well, thanks for having me. I enjoyed this talking with you a whole lot.
And so I'm excited for you to kind of share with everyone, one, how you got involved in this, because if people about a year ago didn't hear our first interview, how you even got involved in, autism-friendly travel and what that even means, I'd love for you to share that first, and then we'll kind of take a dive into these autism-certified centers.
Okay. Well, first of all, let me just give you kind of my story in a nutshell quick. I'm a mother of two boys with some special abilities. My youngest son has some sensory issues, some OCD issues, and when we've been traveling with him since he was 4. So I can remember planning vacations for him and making sure that our vacations worked for everybody in our family. He's 17 right now, and so when I was doing that, there were no resources out there available, and I was all alone doing that for us. We've been traveling now for 13 years and very successfully, so I just really want to share the joy that travel has provided our family with other families. I remember the anxiety that I had, and I just want to alleviate that for families, especially the moms, because I know the moms are the ones who plan most of the vacations for their families. And I want families to know that travel is possible. I truly believe that travel is an option for families. And I know that a lot of the times that families who have a child on the spectrum don't even think that it is possible. And I just want to let them know that there are options available and that there is support for them.
Right. And you've taken such, a dedication to this and really investing time and so much research that you've done for your own family, but then taking it kind of that next level of taking, is it called like a certified autism travel specialist? I don't know what that certification is all about.
Right. About a year and a half ago, I became a certified autism travel professional, which is a whole mouthful, isn't it? It's short as CATP, which is a lot easier to say. So what that means is I've been trained to help families, accommodate them with their, sensory issues, find the best accommodations for them, and make travel as easy as possible for them.
That is wonderful. And, throughout the last year or so, I've really seen a lot of different venues, kind of things going up on social media saying that they are autism certified centers. And I saw there's one like a Sesame Street one. There have been some that have definitely gotten lots of social media buzz, but not really understanding what does that all mean and how does someone become a center that is considered autism certified or friendly?
Great question, because to become a certified autism center, a place like Sesame Place, which is a theme park centered around the Sesame Street characters, They have to go through a rigorous training and certification program, I'll say, where they have to literally go through all of their rides and attractions and list what, I'll say, describe each of their rides and how they are relatable to senses. So, like a roller coaster, is this okay for somebody who is sensitive to loud noises, and how far on that spectrum they are? Lights, sound, movement, all those things. And they have to publish those on their website and have those available to them in the parks. They also have to provide quiet areas and oftentimes provide a sensory backpack for children. And the really tough one is that 80% of the staff at all times, and that includes custodians, people in the back, have to be trained to work with children on the spectrum. So even people that you would never see necessarily at the park, they have to be trained just in case they do come in contact with someone. So when you think of somebody or a park like that their turnover rate is so high, usually in that industry, that's a really high standard to keep. And while a place like Disney or Universal Studios, they do a lot to help with special needs, they're never going to be able to make that 80%.
So they're never
training.
going to be fully an autism certified center.
Most likely not, just because of that a level of staff that they need trained.
Okay.
Excuse me.
When people are vacationing, obviously the first thing we think about is some activities like an amusement park, for that could be autism, certified. What are some other venues that you have seen being in this autism friendly travel world that have become autism certified, which are kind of cool things for families to do?
Well, one of my biggest requests that I get are theme parks, because typically there's siblings involved that they want to go do that also. They want to go do the thrill rides or the water parks or things like that. There's a water park, an all-inclusive water park down in Florida, in Orlando, called Discovery Cove, that you can go do. That's if you sound like you've heard of it.
Yeah, we are going to go visit there when we go. We have not went.
And it's a great place. You can swim with the dolphins. And that is a certified autism center. So they have a lot of different opportunities there to, interact with the marine life, we'll say, some water slides, that sort of thing. And what's great about something like that, and like I said, is they have, everything categorized by the senses. So you can pretty much say, oh, this is something my son or daughter would be comfortable with. Oh, this is something my son or daughter probably wouldn't be good with. So you can get a pretty good idea about that. I like to talk about when my son was probably about 6. We did a dolphin encounter, and it did not go well. Luckily, as I said, we had an exit plan because we needed it right away. We didn't know, he did not do well with it. And as soon as that dolphin came up to him, we were out of the water, and he was not going back in. It was not for him. So if we had had a sensory guide with that, we could have been a little better prepared, or probably not done it, knowing what we were getting into. So, that's, great thing for parents to have a little foresight into that. Most theme parks, including Disney and Universal Studios, SeaWorld, Dolly World, Hershey Park, any of those, they do offer a disability pass or some form of a disability pass that allows families to avoid standing in line, or shorten the line to some extent, to give parents and kids that opportunity to enjoy more of that park and avoid meltdowns, and see, be able to enjoy more. Most cast members are pretty accommodating and will describe what a ride is like, and you can ask them, does this have loud noises, loud lights, or bright lights, or something like that. So
are there that you know of, are there any autism certified, like different restaurant venues? Are there autism certified malls? Are there, what I'm saying, like those types of things? Or when you're putting things together, because obviously in different states, sometimes people like to go hiking or go on a trail, like those types of things, nature outings that might be autism. Does any one particular other type of venue stand out to you? Or really is it the trend is that this is really meant for more of that amusement park type area?
not yet. As far as nature things go, I haven't seen that, or restaurants. I will say that I believe some of those are starting to become certified. Once again, you run into the issue with the staff being trained in that 80%. You have such a high turnover rate.
Right.
With something like that. Excuse me. You do have places like an all-inclusive resort. There's a Nickelodeon resort down in Punta Cana that I've been to, which is an excellent resort. I love it. They are a certified autism center, and you can go meet SpongeBob and Dora and the Mutant Ninja Turtles, but you can also get slimed, and but in the U.S. not as typical because of the turnover rate. That's where a lot of the museums are now coming online. The aquarium in Atlanta has become a certified autism center. So some of the museums have become that, but restaurants and things like that, not so much yet.
Okay. Now, I know that we are going to get together at the end of the month, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about actually the airlines, getting on a flight,
right,
flights, meltdowns, all of that. So today, folks, if you're listening, know that we're going to meet again here on April 30th and talk more about that. But the last thing I want to kind of dive into is, you started obviously Autism Friendly Vacations and Travels. What is the difference between utilizing someone like yourself versus going through a regular vacation planner / doing it on your own?
Well, there are a couple of key things. I focus on individualizing that vacation based on the needs of the family. As they say, when you have met a child with autism, you have met one child with autism. Each family's needs are different. So I look at that and I get to know my families and find out what those families need. Mm-hmm. I like to use the chicken nugget example because everybody can relate to that. Is that if your family, your son only eats chicken nuggets, and I'll say, if you're going to go to Disney World, I'm going to give you the list of the restaurants in Disney World at the Magic Kingdom that serve chicken nuggets. So that way, when you are at the Magic Kingdom, you don't have to be searching, going, which one can we go to for lunch today? You can just pull out the list and says, Sarah says, we can go here for chicken nuggets. Mm-hmm. Have those. My son or daughter is about ready to have a meltdown. I need a quiet place. Where can we go? Sarah says we can go here.
Right. So it's kind of making the roadmap, an individualized roadmap to navigate through your travels.
Exactly. Exactly. My son or daughter wants to, doesn't like heights or loud noises. I'm going to say, okay, then these are the rides, or what you need to avoid, or what you can, should do. Let's, those sorts of things. So I'm going to, personalize it to what your family likes, or what, your son or daughter can or can't do. wants to do, where you want to stay, those sorts of things.
And kind of sift through all of that sometimes takes us countless hours to do.
Exactly.
Those, and that I would say, we talk about all of these different things in our different abilities world, is that if we're able to get to the pinpoint, the target of the doctors we're supposed to see, the information for how we sort through IEPs, where to go for good support groups and resources, if we do have young ones on the spectrum. I mean, I think it just helps. It's just such a great navigational tool to be able to have a more pleasant experience.
Exactly. And that's my goal, is that I do that for you so that you can just enjoy your vacation.
Yes. I love that.
And I also do look at the other siblings, because so often they get left out. Mm-hmm. So if the other sibling says, I want to go to the beach, we're going to get that other child to the beach also. We're going to do that, make sure that everybody has a good time.
Right. Get everyone on the itinerary to make sure that everyone's needs are met.
Exactly.
Now, if someone is not, we're broadcasting here from Wisconsin, and obviously people are listening from all over. If someone is not in the state of Wisconsin, are you able to still help them plan a trip?
Yes, I am. I provide the same services to everybody. If you're in the Wisconsin and the Milwaukee area, I usually try and meet with you in person. Obviously, if you're not in the Milwaukee area, we do that by phone, and I get to know you that way. That's a real big part of what I do, is I, make sure that I talk to my families. And, I say my families because I consider them my families. I really, they become a part of me, and as my husband says, you travel along with them, except I, not with them, but with them, as I say, and,
That's wonderful.
I just help them as much as I can. And, I do, I go along, I'm invested in their vacation.
Now, is there a spot, like, do you have an autism friendly travel, like a private Facebook group? Do you have a newsletter? Do you have, like, where can people all link up with you to know, like, if you're doing seminars or you're talking about something else, or what's the latest and the greatest? What are the best places for people to do that?
Well, my website is autismvacation.com, and there's no S on the end. It's just autismvacation.com. I'm on Facebook in Autism Friendly Vacations and Travel. I say that. And then through that, there is a Facebook group. You can ask to join. It's a private group, Autism Friendly Vacations and Travel Facebook group, so you can get through there.
And would you be able to drop those below in the comments so people can?
I sure can. Yes.
Yeah, when we're done with the live, that would be great. And so I am excited to also have our next conversation in a few weeks, because I think that's the next layer to this.
Right.
You have all your amenities and all the things that you need once you get there, when you're at the site. But what about getting on the flight? And what about the meltdown of getting ready in the hustle and bustle of getting to the airport and all of that? So excited to talk to you again, Sara, at the end of the month. That is going to be on April 30th at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time in the morning. But until then, I would love for you guys to go check out all the wonderful things Sara is doing. Sara, I truly appreciate you being on this morning and sharing with the audience.
Well, thanks for having me. It's always fun to talk to you.
And we'll look for those links to drop below so you guys can all get connected. But on that note, I want you guys to all have a fabulous Monday. I will be on later in the week, as some of you know. I am venturing to New Orleans this week for the Autism Moms Getaway, and so there'll be lots of broadcasts for that as well. So on that note, if you want to know any of the other services that the On Air Advocate has to offer, you can go to onairadvocate.com. Or if you want to join our private community, you can head up to the top of this Facebook page, hit the blue button, and that will let you into our private Facebook group. So thank you again, Sara.
Well, thanks for having me, and have a great week.
You too. Happy Monday. Talk to you all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.